Welcome to another episode of Follow the Brand TV. I am your host, Grant McGaugh, CEO of 5-Star BDM, a 5-star personal brand and business development company. I want to take you on a journey through another deep dive into the world of personal branding and business development using compelling personal stories, business conversations, and tips to improve your brand. By listening to the Follow the Brand TV series, you will differentiate yourself from the competition and build trust with prospective clients and employers. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Make it one that will set you apart, build confidence, and reflect who you are. Building your 5-star personal brand is a great way to improve your skills and knowledge. If you have any questions for me or any of my guests, please email me at grant.mcgaugh@5starbdm.com. Now, let's begin with our next episode on the Follow the Brand TV. Welcome, everyone, and I especially want to embrace my audience tonight on the Follow the Brand show. Now, in light of all the things that we have been going through as a community, whether it has been the pandemic, whether it has been the war, whether it's been social unrest, we've had earthquakes, we've had a lot of different things, especially we just had recently another school shooting. This all adds weight to our mental health because individually we're all hanging on sometimes just by threads in our emotions and our thoughts which lead to our actions. So I wanted to dedicate this show to mental health, and I want to showcase a mental health professional that is going to help us to with coping mechanisms to understand that we are not alone, that you don't have to hold on to all this, uncertainty and fear and doubt all by yourself, that there are professionals specifically here to help us as we traverse these uncertain waters. So tonight I'm going to introduce you to Dr. Francine Walker. She is a specialist and a professional in the mental field. She has been doing this for a number of different years, and we want to showcase her and her business and what she is doing from a very passionate level to help us to be as complete as we can during these darker times. So before I get started, before we introduce her, what we're going to do is bring her up. We're going to bring up a video, kind of get you a level set, and then we're going to bring her up. We're going to have a candid conversation. How about that? Thank you very much. I believe we have the video ready. I'll make sure of that. If not, we're going to wait just a few minutes because I think she's a very special individual that it'll be helpful if we can showcase her and level set the playing field.
Did you know?
There we go.
Did you know individuals who mentions while taking meds for serious conditions like heart disease, diabetes, certain hypertension, got better than those who did will overcome the mental issues of anxiety, stress, depression, and learn how to relax? You will get the relief you're looking for because where the mind goes, the body follows. My name is Dr. Francine Walker, passionate about you from healthy life.
Her 20 years of anxiety and relation problems, trainings, and Short depression, anxiety, and stress.
And I'm you how go to and get started.
All right, so we'll get the video to play it at a later time. It came on a little slow, a little choppy, but we've got her live. So we're going to talk to Dr. Francine Walker. Dr. Walker, how are you doing?
Hi, Grant. It's so wonderful to hear from you and to see you.
Well, you're looking very, very nice, very colorful, very happy. Love the energy. I want you to bring it for us. We couldn't play the video because it was just coming across there was some latency there. But I want you to level set the playing field. Tell our audience about who you are and what you do in the mental health field.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here. I think this is such an important topic. It's dear to my heart. I'm very passionate about wellness. My name is Dr. Francine Walker, and I have been doing mental health interventions for the last 20 years. And I am here to talk about how we can measure our own mental health, not just as individuals, but even within an organizational structure. So I'm looking forward to talking about it. Please feel free to email your questions because this is so important and it's vital that we get a full understanding.
Good. Well, let's just jump right in. I kind of was talking about all the stress that we're all feeling just on a worldwide scale. Just let's look at the last 2 to 3 years, just taking into account the pandemics and the wars and the inflation, the economy uncertainty. Then you've got the mass shootings, you've got social unrest, you've got earthquakes, you've got just a lot of things. And then you're not even taking it to what you're doing from a job level, a relationship level, and a health level. Help us understand some basic coping mechanisms and what you're doing in your business to help your clients.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, let's talk about what when we're talking about mental health, what are we talking about? We're talking about how are you able to function in the middle of all the things that's going on around you. And Grant, you mentioned it very, very well. We're talking about since 2019 into 2020, we had a pandemic. And right now we're learning about the after effects of the pandemic. Many younger individuals are having health problems, including cardiac problems because of the pandemic. So even though in some people's mind the pandemic is over, it's really not over because we're still experiencing the residue of it. Uh, and then on top of that, there's mass shootings, which it is just very mass shooting there. I send my child to school because who knows, there might be a mass shooting.
That's true.
So it really does insecurity that can affect how individuals move, how they relate to other people, and how they function on a daily basis. So the question you want to ask yourself is, how am I doing? How am I doing? Because the what we want to focus on in this session is we want to talk about how do you measure your mental health? How do you know if you're okay? How do you know if you're not okay? Some individuals, when they think of mental illness, Grant, unfortunately, they think of extreme forms of mental illness. For example, they may think about someone who is hallucinating or, hallucinating they see in their mind, they see someone or they see an image and other people. And so when people think about mental illness, there's that stigma there that only crazy people. Background, I'm from the Caribbean. I know that today. And also in our minority communities, unfortunately, mental illness is stigmatized. It is considered that only people who are crazy have mental illness. But what a lot of people would be surprised to know is that according to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, do you know what type of disorder is the largest group of people with mental issues? When you think of anxiety, depression, psychosis, which do you think is the largest group? And a lot of people might think, oh, people who are hallucinating. No, anxiety. Anxiety is the largest group of individuals with mental issues. And so many people are walking around not understanding why they are on edge. The issue with anxiety is that there's this constant worry, and you're just worried about what's going to happen. What's going to happen to me? What's going to happen? There's this nervousness. There's this war going on. There's COVID. There's this mass shooting. What's going to happen? And at some level, it might be a normal response to question what's going on. But when you find that you're having trouble functioning, you're always worried, constantly worried, you're having trouble sleeping, you're having trouble relating to your family, being at work, you can't concentrate, then you know something is off. And that is how you measure, how am I doing? Am I able to function?
Wow, man, when I think about that, because you're carrying a load, you're carrying an emotional, like a lot of psychological baggage, just adding on to you just your everyday, thoughts and feelings about your own survivability, whether
Correct.
it's in a job, career, business, and then you're also maintaining a family life. You're maintaining not only your own sanity, let's say, but then you're holding on to the sanity of the people in your household, whether that's your mate, your wife, your husband, your children, even your pets, right? And then all of that adds weight. You're adding weight. But I loved how you just said about taking your own mental temperature, understanding. You don't want to. It's like when you get a cold, right? You start to get a cough, you start to sneeze a little bit, you start to understand, hey, something is off with my body. I'm starting to get sick. So you might begin to take some over-the-counter medication to kind of slow it down or get rid of it, but you're going to about to go through an episode of some type of illness. I think the same thing might apply to mental illness and maybe we don't take that temperature. You don't realize, oh, you know what? I'm experiencing anxiety and I need, maybe it's a little anxiety, but it's anxiety. What should we do when we feel like that to kind of help mitigate an oncoming, possibly a panic attack or sometime?
So that's an excellent question. The question is, what do you do? Well, let me just take a step back a little bit, because you just mentioned an individual who has family, they have a pet, they have to go to work, there's so much going on. So let's just clarify something here. So there is a difference between anxiety and stress. Anxiety has that anticipatory component. So you're sitting down and you're thinking and worrying about what's about to happen, what's going to happen, what's coming up. Stress is that component of example. Let's say that you live in your house and you're paying rent or mortgage, and your rent or mortgage is due on the 15th. So let's say the 10th of the month, you are starting to feel and don't know where the other half of the money is coming from. So at first you start to feel your temporary mortgage. And then the 11th comes. So there's that anticipation coming up. So the 11th is here. So you're starting to feel a little more tense than you felt the day before. So then the 12th and the 13th come, and you're really, really on edge because you're 2 days away and you have no clue where that money is coming from. And what might happen is you are having trouble sleeping. You go to bed in the night, you toss and turn, you wake up, you might wake up sweating, just feeling your heart racing because you're worried. Oh my God, what if they put me out? What if I can't pay the rent? What's going to happen with the late fee? That's the anticipation. That's anxiety. Now, your child comes to you on the 13th and says, Mommy or Daddy, tomorrow is a school trip and we need $200 for the school trip. And by the way, this school trip is a science trip and it's going to go towards my exam results. So now when you think of what you have to do and where you're going to find this extra money come from, there's this feeling like this weight just come on you. You feel like you just want to just run out of the house or run and find somebody to help you because, oh my God, it's just too much. Yeah. So that, what you were just describing, is stress. Stress is right now, the burden, the everything that is coming on me is just so much. I can't manage, right? And that there is the distinction. Now, what is happening with a lot of people is they are going through the stress and the anxiety at the same time. And you talked about the over-the-counter. So there are two ways, essentially, to handle these situations. One way is the natural way, and one way is unnatural way. So let's talk about the unnatural way because it doesn't work. It might work in the short term, but in the long term, it doesn't. So the unnatural way is essentially, drugs. Like you either take something to sleep. What we got some latest statistics is that 40 million Americans, like 8% of the population, is taking sleep medication every day. That is dangerous because sleep medication is something you're supposed to take for a short period of time, not every day or every other day. But the symptom is there's this stress and there's this anxiety and I gotta sleep because I gotta get to work the next day, right? Yeah. So they may do that and they find that they sleep, but now it's affecting other things. What else do they do? Well, they come home from work and the stress and the anxiety is there, so they have a drink. Well, the thing about alcohol is that it anesthetizes or numb the senses. So you don't necessarily feel the anxiety, but the problem is if you keep drinking, now you have an addiction issue, or it counteracts with medication. And of course, you can't drink and drive, so that's not good, right? So there are other ways that people use these substances. Do I recommend them? No. If you go to the doctor and the doctor recommends a temporary sleep aid, yes, but follow the doctor's order, right? Now, in terms of what do you do? The natural way. The natural way, Grant, is for you to learn how to relax. It's so simple. It's so simple. It's simple, but it's not easy because a lot of people don't know how to naturally relax. And one of the things I do is I teach people how to naturally relax. I'm going to talk about one of them right now. But there are different ways that you want to naturally bring your body back into balance, bring your mind at ease, and just relax. Okay?
Let me ask you this before you even say that, before you even go there, because I love how you just transition to that point of relaxation, how to relax. But what is that point where you realize we've defined the stress bubble and the anxiety, and the problem, especially with over-counter drugs. You're starting to take something, so now you're starting to realize that you're out of balance of some type, and you're trying to solve it outside of yourself. That point where you have to make a decision, I guess, is what I'm asking. You know, that decision to try something different. How do you come to that point in the road?
So it comes from an awareness. This is why I am passionate about what I do. What we just talked about a while ago with the difference between anxiety and stress, for some viewers, that was the first time they were hearing that. They had no understanding that, oh my goodness, you mean when I can't sleep and when I'm worried all the time and when I'm having this tension on me, it might be anxiety? I just thought that that's what everybody goes through. So the first thing is to become aware. And I am so passionate about this. This is why I do what I do, to help individuals become aware of the symptoms that something is wrong. The question you ask is a vital question because sometimes individuals are so used to being on edge, they don't even know they're on edge. When you have allowed your body to become accustomed, your nerve endings to become accustomed to just always being on edge. And what you do, you take a substance. Oh, I just drink some coffee. Just drink some coffee.
Yeah,
Just to
yeah.
keep going. Just to keep going. You're not realizing that your body is talking to you and telling you that you need to stop. Something is wrong. And
Mhm.
sometimes what it is a family member or a friend. And they may say to you, just relax. If you hear a lot of people saying to you, just relax, just take it easy. Just if they're saying that on a consistent basis, there's
Yeah.
something you're putting out that there's this tension that they are sensing it, but perhaps you're so accustomed to doing that, you're not even aware that you're doing that. And you know when it happens, Grant, unfortunately, when they end up in the hospital or
Oh man.
when it shows up in a health situation. And then the doctor said, your blood sugar level, things are just not right. Unfortunately, some people end up with, different conditions, that unfortunately, had they known how to know their body signals, how to listen to their body, understand what their body is saying, perhaps they would not have gotten to that stage. But I have great
Man,
news for you.
one
If
thing
you
before
are
we
at
go.
that
All right,
stage,
go ahead. Did you hear me?
there was a break in the transmission.
Yeah, don't worry about it. What I want to do is this because we're gonna go. We've framed the problem, and I want people to really tune in to what you just said because I think we've gotten used to like our normal state is really an abnormal state. I know so many people, I include myself, that you're so used to anxiety states, so used to stress that when you don't have stress, you almost feel like what's wrong. I need to go find some stress because you're used to it, right? And then now we've got to get to that point of how to relax, like you were saying, or don't get to a point where you hit crisis. That's crisis. When you now have a physical crisis, where your sugar is up, if you have diabetes, or maybe you become diabetic because maybe you overeat, there's a lot of disorders that are taking place, right? You can start to see where the anxiety is causing the overeating, which is causing the diabetic episodes, is also causing the heart disorders, and you start to get into the cancers that are common. But you're like, whoa, yes, everything that we experience in the bodies first starts in the mind and the emotions. Would you agree?
when I teach people, I teach them fundamental principles, because when you understand certain things, it helps you to know what to do. So the first thing that I would like to say about what you just said, it's absolutely right. Where the mind goes, the body follows. And that is a fact. We have proven that through cognitive behavior therapy, where this is a model of treatment that has been studied over and over and over again, where your thoughts influence your emotions, they influence your actions, and they influence the outcome of your actions, right?
Yeah.
Here's a key. It is physiologically impossible to be relaxed and stressed or anxious at the same time. Physiologically impossible. And that is why the treatment for stress and anxiety is finding ways to relax. Now, inherently, people know this. And so, what they want to do is they want to relax fast. And that's why they grab the substance. Oh, I'm on the run. So, let me just, I don't even want to think about this. I don't want to, I just don't want to deal with it. Let me just drink. Let me just smoke. Let me just do something now so I can numb.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, what that's doing is that is numbing the senses, so you're not able to feel it. Now, also, unfortunately, what that does is that it leads to other health problems. So whether we're talking about substance use leading to health problems or just totally ignoring it, and it leads to health problems. Now, here's the good news I have for individuals. We have done studies over and over again. Groups of individuals with chronic health conditions like heart disease, diabetes, certain cancers, hypertension, they were given the medication from the primary care doctor and no mental health intervention. And then another group were given the same medication, but they were also given mental health intervention to treat the anxiety, the stress, the depression, all the stuff that they're going through. And guess what? The individuals who received the mental health interventions not only performed better, but some of them actually got better and was able to get off their medication.
Oh.
And that's why I said I have great news. My recommendation to individuals who might be watching right now, you might have a health issue. My recommendation is take care of the mental health issue. I don't know what your medical issue is, so I can't guarantee that it would be going away. But I promise you, it will be better. It will be better because where the mind goes, the body follows. That
I
is
tell
just
you,
something
with
we have
that said,
proven.
what you just said there, we're gonna go to break because I want people to really soak that in what we just talked about. We already know that we have major issues in our country when it comes to whether it's overweight, whether it's a lot of different health issues. We know there's a lot of stress out there from financial situations and relationship situations and all these kind of things. Now we're going to come back from break and we're going to really talk about how we can learn to work through these things. So now we understand how to get stronger up here that'll help us out here. So we'll go to break, then we'll come right back.
Here are three states that worst anxiety and stress. Number one, ignoring your anxious mind and tense body. Unfortunately, when it comes to anxiety and overwhelming stress, toughing it out only and may eventually lead until break control the situation. And number three, trying to fully control others. It harms your managing stress when you desperately try to fix situations and others so they favor conditions How to avoid mistakes? By applying the acronym STEP S, toughening to soothe the body. Endeavor to skill in the anxiety and overwhelming stress. P, practice these skills daily so you can keep anxiety and stress at bay. So the next time you're faced by, remember to step into and relax you.
The 5-star BDM LinkedIn social selling course can help you stand out and attract the right connections and opportunities. We will help you professionally create your profile, provide personalized recommendations for improvement, and help you create and share engaging content to help you showcase your skills and expertise. Our 5-step course makes connecting with industry experts, finding job opportunities, and building meaningful relationships easy. Social selling can be an effective way for you to generate leads and close deals, but it does have its challenges. Our course will help you solve the problems associated with digital networking. If you need help personalizing your outreach and messaging, which can lead to low response rates and a lack of engagement. If you need help targeting the right prospects, this course is for you. You will improve your social selling with the 5-star BDM LinkedIn Optimization Social Selling course. Listen to what others have said about 5-star BDM.
Grant, I'll tell you why I'm here, right? I'm here because I love your brand. When we started chatting on LinkedIn, we connected. I checked you out and I go, man, this guy knows what he's talking about.
You were definitely instrumental in helping to shape that knowledge of who I am. Because at first I thought, well, I am an actress. I am a writer. I am a producer. I am a speaker. And so I said, well, I must be a creative communicator. I know that there is a narrative thread here, but you nailed it when you said you are a storyteller. So you brought it all together in this cohesive title.
Sign up today to improve your social selling opportunities.
I started Gateway Healthcare Solutions to help medical facilities to improve their financial performance. GHS has a healthcare denial prevention strategist practice designed to improve healthcare financial services, offering denial management and business development with a strategic approach of mechanisms for hospitals, clinics, and providers on how to maximize payer contractual agreements.
We are a growing firm with a demonstrated record of success with our client projects by leveraging our wide-ranging skills and expertise to assist with delivering high-quality services such as denial management, revenue cycle management, strategy consulting, management training, medical software, and contract management. Our approach offers an analysis of your current state coupled with a proven solution and execute with a process improvement strategy and implementation methodology for our clients.
GSS develops an understanding of its customers' problems by identifying, assessing, and tailoring the services to suit the business needs. Selecting the right healthcare solutions advisor can bring you the management services you need and peace of mind you deserve.
Call us today for a free consultation. Hello. I'm glad and welcome back. We had such a scintillating conversation in the first half. I am just so blessed to have you on the show, Dr. Walker. You have framed the problem. We've talked about the problem. This is an everyday thing, but now we want to focus on your solutions because you see the problem and you talked to us some things about how to relax and you first recognize that you do have so you're going through some stress levels, but then you've got to then be able to manage through those stress levels, whether you're doing some kind of contemplation, if you're doing some type of meditation, if you're doing some type of prayer, those little affirmations probably during the day and taking you back to a more positive and relaxed state can begin to help you see your way through the different issues and problems that we face on a daily basis. And as you said earlier about the coping, if you're utilizing obviously drugs, alcohol, tobacco, just all those negative things. Usually, when you don't even talk about that's just the uses. Now I'm going to talk about some of the emotional states that you get into with now you lash out with anger because you're in pain. You're in stress, you're anxious. So then one little thing, like you had mentioned before, it could just be your child coming to you saying, hey, there's a field trip and it's going to cost money. You're already stressed about money instead of just, responding in a more responsible manner that you latch out. And it's not the child's fault. And it's not the school's fault. And it's not really your fault, but you need to understand that you're under stress and what your words you come out is either going to add more to that bundle of stress that the family is going through, or you can begin to kind of lessen that and bring some light to this situation. Whether you can or cannot actually solve the major problem that's sitting there, but lashing out, whether it's just anger or some kind of physical action that takes place that's detrimental, all of these things add up. And I want to talk to that a little bit because when I see these different, unfortunately, whether they're school shooters or these mass shooters, and you begin there usually there's a pattern of behavior there. There's something that's going on there, but you don't realize how big that problem might be within them. Whatever it is happening with them, they feel that now they're at a point that they need to take innocent life, not just their own life, but just innocent life. I think is remarkable. So I'm glad you're here, Dr. Walker, so you can help us with how do we cope with these things. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing to help.
Yeah, so what I do is provide training, but I'm going to give your viewers a very simple thing that they can use even from tonight. And if they want more, they can go and get more that I have. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is something so simple, but it is so effective. And it's called breathing.
Okay.
And very often the question is, do you have to learn how to breathe? Yes. What you understand is especially when we talk about people who have been accustomed to being on edge. You've been accustomed to do that shallow breathing. What happens is when the oxygen goes into your body, it goes to your brain and it goes through all of your organs. If you are not breathing properly, you are not fueling your body with what it needs to help you to naturally relax. Now, how do we normally breathe? We normally breathe from, I guess, our stomach area. The air is cut off. But what we want to do is something called diaphragmatic breathing, where you're breathing from your diaphragm. Now, this is how it goes. Imagine that your belly is a balloon. Okay. So when you take the breath in, the balloon, just like you put air in the balloon, your belly expands. And then when you let the air out, the belly contracts. So just think of your belly as a balloon. So what we're going to do after 2, we're going to take the air in. When you take the air in, expand your belly. Let the air go into your belly. And then when you let the air out, imagine the air is a balloon. Your belly is a balloon. So you're going to let all the air out. What is that doing? It's like you're releasing all of the stress.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to do it. After 2, you're going to take the air in through your nostrils. And when you release it through your mouth. After 2, 1, 2. Take it in, expand your belly, and then let it out through your mouth. Good. Now, if you do it right, you're supposed to feel like that, relaxed.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take it up. We're gonna take it up 1 step. This time, when you take the air in, we're gonna count to 4, and I'm gonna go like this. And for the count of 4, you're gonna hold it, and then after 4, you're gonna let it out through your mouth. Okay? So let me say that again. You take it in through your nostrils, expand your belly, and then you hold it, and then you let it out through your mouth. And when you let it out, try to squeeze all the air out. Okay. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2. Let it out. Every time I do it, I just feel,
Yeah, like the weight just leaves your shoulders.
Like it just comes right out. And that is a simple but effective way to just let all the stress out in the moment.
In the moment. I love that.
In the moment. So when you start to learn about anxiety, which is what I teach people, how to manage anxiety and stress, you learn how to take care of right now. Remember, anxiety is that anticipation. So you're looking at what's going to happen, and stress is happening right now. So take a moment and just breathe. And when you start to practice to breathe properly, the air, the oxygen, your brain gets enough oxygen. It allows you to think creatively, so you can come up with solutions to the problems of, where am I going to find the half of the money for the rent?
Yeah, you can get it more clear. Get some clarity.
Yes, you can think more clearly, correct. Yeah. Or how am I going to manage the science project and all of that? Just take a moment. So there are other techniques. Yoga, some people practice yoga. But there's another thing. I know that some people, because of health problems, by the way, everybody, always check with your physician before doing any exercise program. Yeah. That's it as a caveat.
I don't think breathing is going to hurt anybody. I haven't heard.
Correct. Now, here's something else that may not hurt everybody. I can't think of it, but you will have to know if you can do this, is take a walk in nature.
Yeah.
And again, come to now. Just come to the moment and just look around. and focus on what's around. Look at the trees, admire the leaf, admire the flower, the shape of the flower. Look at the water, look at the movement of the water. Just walk through nature and just spend some time and being present. Don't be in nature and be on your cell phone.
Right, right. Be present.
Don't
What
be
you
in
said is
there.
present. Be in the now. I love
Be in
the
the now. Be in
yeah.
the now. If you're with your family member or friend or someone, be careful not to talk about, okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to? No, let's just be present right now. Let's just breathe and let's just look around and just enjoy nature. Now, someone might say, how is that going to help me with finding the rent money or the mortgage money? How is that going to help me? Well, how this is going to help you is now that you give your body a rest. Remember, we talk about being nervous and being anxious is that being on edge. Now, when you're able to just pause for a minute and naturally, and that's why it has to be natural, because when it's with a substance, you're numbing. So you're not really fully having control over all of your faculties. So you want to do this naturally. And then what happens is, as you start to relax and as the oxygen starts going to your brain starts to function and that creative problem solving happens.
Yeah.
It's like magic.
Other things start to that you weren't thinking because you were closed like this. And now
Correct.
your mind, your mental state becomes more expansive. I love
More
that.
expanded. Correct. Correct.
Let's do this. We're going to go to break right quick. We have a couple of commercials we're going to play. Then we're going to come back, and I want you to tell the audience about your business, what you're doing, your courses, how they can really engage with you and begin to get this type of healing. How about that?
Okay.
All right. Take us to break.
5-Star BDM, Brand Development Masters, is a professional consulting and advisory group keenly focused on business development services for the small to mid-sized business and entrepreneurs. Although every business is unique, they often share business development challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. Services include process improvement and operations, digital strategy and transformation, business intelligence, digital marketing, and personal branding. Our business and personal branding company has helped a number of professionals and organizations to optimize and grow. This results in more business, more opportunities, better reach, positive outcomes. Visit www.5starbdm.com today to learn more.
Are you looking to improve your LinkedIn profile and reach a wider audience? Social selling is an effective way for you to generate leads and close deals, but it does have its challenges. Some common problems we saw with social selling include lack of visibility. If your profile is not optimized or you're not actively participating in groups or sharing content, it can be difficult to get noticed on LinkedIn. Number 2, lack of personalization. Some businesses struggle with personalizing their outreach and messaging, which can lead to low response rates and a lack of engagement. Also, difficulty targeting the right prospects. It can be difficult to identify and target the right prospects on social media, especially if you don't have access to robust targeting tools. And number 4, outdated content. If your LinkedIn profile or content is not up to date, it can give the impression that you're not actively engaged on the platform or that your skills and experience are not current. And lastly, poor quality content and not leveraging video and picture to convey ideas. To solve these problems, the 5-Star BDM LinkedIn Optimization Social Selling Video course. Sign up today to improve your social selling opportunities.
Follow the Brand TV broadcast host, Grant McGaugh, as he visits with top executives and entrepreneurs to find out their secrets of success with their personal brand. Follow the Brand TV broadcast host as he focuses on brand development to build better relationships, bring value to your business, relationships, and career. You will enjoy listening to each episode that is tailored to speak to you directly. If you're looking for this type of clarity in terms of building your brand, you have tuned into the right station. Each episode will help you to shape a conversation in the 5-star BDM network of 20,000 professionals and become a springboard for your corporate engagement and business opportunities. Each guest will frame their story in the areas of personal branding, business development, career development, financial empowerment, and technology innovation. Grant McGaugh explains why he is the CEO and owner of his own professional career. Grant is an accomplished business leader and entrepreneur who wants to give back to individuals to grow their personal brand strategy. Tune in as he weaves his story about new possibilities, while to you exceed expectations. If you love storytelling, this show will make for fun.
All right. Well, Dr. Walker, you have first showed us how to relax, how to breathe effectively, and to take time. I heard about a lot about time, getting back to the now, walking through nature. Every time I go on a walk, and I need to do more of it. I was walking a lot during the pandemic, and I did relax. This is so key. Tell us more about your business, what you're doing, and the courses that they can take to get better.
So I am a course creator. As I told you, I'm passionate about helping people to understand what to do to improve their mental health. So one course, we're talking about anxiety and stress right now. So they can go to drfrancinewalker.com. That's drfrancinewalker.com, and they can see more. In that course, what I do is I teach you, first of all, how to relax and how to focus. And it's 7 steps to overcoming anxiety and stress, because I believe you can overcome anxiety and stress. And my mission is to show you how to do it. I've done it with clients that I've had hundreds of clients that I have helped. And so I am very confident that I can help you if you're willing to take the steps how to do it. So if you want to connect with me on social media, I am on YouTube, and you can type in Dr. Francine Walker, Dr. Francine Walker. My channel is called Walk Us Through.
I tell you,
We have those links in the description, so individuals can go and see.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But we're not finished with you yet, because we got a few minutes here. And I'm glad you gave your contact information, because here we are. People are going to look at that like, all right, they're going to look at the cost. And I want them to understand price. Because what is the price of stress? What is the price of anxiety? What is the price of not tending to your mental health? And I think we kind of heard it in the first half hour. The price is crisis. And the crisis is going to cost you a whole lot more than Dr. Francine Walker's course. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the issue is, I have worked with hundreds of individuals over the years, and individuals often ask, how can I work with you on a one-on-one basis? To work with me on a one-on-one basis it's a bit pricey for a lot of people. And that is why I created the course. Because what the course is first of all, you have control over your time. You decide when you're going to do it and so on. And once you buy the course, you own the course. So you have the course and you can watch it. Mm-hmm. And it's not just for you, it can be for you and your family. But so that's the actual cost of the course. But let's talk about what we call the opportunity cost. Yeah. What if you don't take care of your mental health right now?
Yeah.
Well, you can just look around you and see what the cost of that is. Unfortunately, for individuals who don't take care of their mental health, it affects the relationship. You ask a husband, or you ask a husband and you say to him, what do you like most about your wife? And he will probably say, among a list of things, he'll probably say, well, I like when my wife is relaxed and chill and she just trusts me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
When you are anxious and you are stressed out, it is very, very difficult for you to just relax, just be with your family. You find yourself yelling at everybody, shouting at everybody. So what is at risk? Your relationship at home is at risk. Then you're not able to focus and concentrate. So what else is at risk? Your job is at risk because you're not able to produce at the level that you would be able to produce had you been relaxed and calm and so on. Then what is the cost to your health? We've talked about that. That individuals who have had health conditions and received mental health interventions actually got better than those who didn't.
Yeah.
But what if you say, well, I don't have any health condition? Well, this is a wonderful time to take care of your mental health so that you don't end up with a health condition. And unfortunately, for some people, they do have a health condition. They're just not aware that they have a health condition. And it's not until it gets really bad that happens. So the wonderful thing about when you learn to relax and you learn to overcome the stress and the anxiety, you start to experience the relief, the peace of mind that you're looking for.
Mhm.
And I've seen it happen over and over and over again. And we have a lot of research to back us up.
Well, I tell you, Dr. Walker, I hear an accent there. Are you from one of the islands down here in the Caribbean?
I was born in Jamaica, so give a big shout out to all the Jamaicans and all the Caribbean nationals on the call.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
yes.
No, my granddaughter is she's half Jamaican because her husband is, or my daughter's husband is Jamaican. So I'm going to claim Jamaica. I'm going to claim that yes, I have family that are Jamaicans. That there is no doubt about it, and I love it. I love it. I love it. And
So you're part of the family.
yeah, no, we're all part of the family.
Yes,
But these things
part
are
of the
so
Jamaican
important.
family.
One thing I learned, and we got a few minutes here. This from just from people that live in the Caribbean. They have a natural relaxation mode. Like they're not in such a hurry like we are in the US. Like, man, we're gonna get to it. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to have make it. It's going to happen. But they're relaxed about their life because they have a certain better, I think, a better perspective on certain things that gives them some runway, and they're not so much like now, no, 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 no. Well, what do you think about that?
So first of all, it depends on which island. I'm sure my fellow islanders will say, which island? Also, just like the United States, there's certain areas. So typically in the rural areas, people tend to be a little more chill, a little more relaxed. But when you get to the city, it's the same hustle and bustle, just a different kind of hustle and bustle that is experienced in developed countries. And what can happen, whether you're in the island or you're in any of the developed, the United States, Canada, or UK, is that you develop this rat race, running on a treadmill. You just keep going, and you become accustomed to that state of being on edge and that state of running.
Yeah.
Whether we're talking about, okay, so I sleep, I get up in the morning, I spend an hour and a half into the traffic, then I get to work, I just do my job, then I get home, and then I have to cook, and then I have to clean, and then it's time to go to bed, and then I get up the next day and run it all over again. And then on Saturday, I have all this cleaning to do, and I have all of that to do. And on Sunday, I'm running to church, and then I go back to church in the night, and then I start the week all over again.
No, I get it. We're at the end of our show. It's at the top of the hour, and we get it. But you have given us great treats and how to get in touch with you. Definitely go to drfrancinewalker.com.
drfrancinewalker.com, or go to my YouTube channel. You type in Dr. Francine Walker in the search bar, and the channel is called Walk Us Through.
Walk us through. You have walked us through a great hour of your time. I truly appreciate it. I can tell everybody to definitely tune in all the episodes of Follow the Brand. You can follow us on Follow the Brand TV on YouTube, or go to my website at www.5starbdm.com. That's B for brand, D for development, infomasters.com. Thank you for a wonderful time, and see everybody next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Are you looking to improve your LinkedIn profile and reach a wider audience? Social selling is an effective way for you to generate leads and close deals, but it does have its challenges. Some common problems we saw with social selling include lack of visibility. If your profile is not optimized, or you're not actively participating in groups or sharing content, it can be difficult to get noticed on LinkedIn. Number 2, lack of personalization. Some businesses struggle with personalizing their outreach and messaging, which can lead to low response rates and a lack of engagement. Also, difficulty targeting the right prospects. It can be difficult to identify and target the right prospects on social media, especially if you don't have access to robust targeting tools. And number 4, outdated content. If your LinkedIn profile or content is not up to date, it can give the impression that you're not actively engaged on the platform, or that your skills and experience are not current. And lastly, poor quality content and not leveraging video and picture to convey ideas. To solve these problems, the 5-star BDM LinkedIn Optimization Social Selling Video course. Sign up today to improve your social selling opportunities. Hey everyone, it's Grant McGaugh, CEO of 5-Star BDM and host of the award-winning Follow the Brand podcast and TV series, where I help you to build a 5-star brand that people will follow. My genius is personal brand development through intelligent communication and helping you achieve your business and career goals. I am a requested speaker on digital technology and brand development issues. I want to work with you to increase the value of your current opportunities while attracting new ones. Every one of you is unique, and we all share challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. As a super connector, I work with you as an executive coach to guide you along the complicated business and career development road, providing the enhancement tools and information you need to succeed. Together, I will help you succeed in today's challenging business climate. I will evaluate and measure your progress. Best of all, I am right alongside you every step of the way. Build the brand called you. Genius.